By the time we get to talk to a customer, they've already made the decision to buy. You're either going to talk them into buying or you're going to talk them out of buying. Customers are closer to buying than ever before once we touch them, once we make physical contact. Those customers, before they sent in an inquiry, before they walked on your lot, they sat around the house. They figured out, what kind of car do we want, right? They figured out what's the brand we're looking for? What's the right model? What's the right trim level? They're doing all the research online. They're figuring out, what dealership do we want to go to? They're just doing a Google search, pulls up all the nearest Honda stores near them. And I will tell you, that's why your Google reviews are critical, because if I see a Honda store that's 3.8 stars, I'm not going there if there's another one that's 4.2 that might be 8 miles or 10 miles further away. Google reviews are critical because the customers are sitting there. That's all they know about your store. Especially as transient as we are in the US, people are moving all over the place. They don't know your reputation, and you have to make sure that you're doing the right things to get good reviews from customers. They are sitting around figuring out what their budget is, what they can afford a month. If they have any down payment, how much? Do they want to trade their vehicle in? What are trade values? It's all over the place. They can find out what their car's worth. Every website has trade value offers, so they can find all this information out. And by the time they show up at the dealership, they've already decided to buy. So the question is, are you going to talk them into buying, or are you going to talk them out of buying? Are you going to be a professional salesperson, or are you going to be a sales prevention person? And really, I believe the number one thing it comes down to is understanding the customer and understanding it from the customer's viewpoint. It's really, what is that buyer's journey? What do they go through? And there's an old saying that really you should always remember. It says that we need to understand before being understood. Okay, if you want somebody to understand you, you have to first understand them. And I always talk about this, that understand when that customer walks on our lot, that customer's guarded. Hell, when they send in an internet inquiry, they're guarded. Why are they guarded? Well, fear of some sort. Fear of paying too much for the car, getting the wrong car, getting too little car, too much car, not being able to afford the payment, getting let down. There's a million different reasons. But the bottom line is understanding that the customer's nervous, right? There's fear. We know people are nervous about spending the money, even though they're walking on your lot with complete intention to spend the money. So knowing that they're guarded, my job as a salesperson is to lower that guard, right? Because once I lowered the customer's guard, get to know them, walk around their trade, doing a pre-demo trade walk, having them become the salesperson, tell me everything they like about the car, then they become open-minded. Okay, now I found out about them, found out about what's important to them. I had them tell me what they like best about their vehicle. Really, it was a pattern interrupt, because most dealerships, if I go to, salespeople are going to greet me, and then we're going to wander the inventory if there is any inventory. And the trade comes in at the very end. Well, I'm going to walk their trade at the beginning. That lowers the guard. Their trade is their comfort zone. It's their safe base when you're playing tag. They start walking around that car, and before you know it, they're the salesperson. They're telling you everything that they think is going to raise the value of their vehicle. And you're asking questions and listening and gathering all the information you need. Because now when I move into a presentation demonstration, the customer's open-minded. The customer's saying, okay, I'll at least listen to you. I'll give you a shot. And if you do a good job there, now the customer becomes confident in you, because everything you talked about in your presentation was about them, and now they're confident that you're looking out for them. And then once they're confident, when you sit down and negotiate, they trust you. And wouldn't you all agree that no matter what you sell, the ultimate goal is trust? I don't care if you're selling watches, cars, RVs, boats, motorcycles, doesn't matter what you're selling. Real estate, it's all about trust. And trust isn't given, trust is earned. And it comes down to you earning that trust and understanding how you do it. It's lowering their guard so they can become open-minded. When they're open-minded, then they're confident. Once they're confident, then they trust you. And that's when your negotiation becomes frictionless. But once you understand the customer, and once you walk that customer through their buying process, that's when you have frictionless negotiations. And that's what it's all about. And that's when the customer feels like we delivered an exceptional experience.